Super Sedan looks like. Thanks to Merit Logging for their support and sponsoring B-Main 2 right now. And we're not too far away. There is a ton of people tuning in. And we're on track to break all sorts of records with our live and free coverage. SSA Live, powered by Pro One Race Parts. With so many people tuned in right now, there's nothing wrong with Super Sedans. And it is cranking up for an epic night here for the 49th running of the national title. This is B-Main 2, 20 laps a journey. Pavlich and Wilson set to go racing, and we're hammered down. Wilson, a good start on the outside. And we got all sorts of problems in front of us with Kim Layson from Salisbury North and Trent Susel in turn number one. Later on tonight, WA versus Queensland. Queensland versus South Australia. And the third row is Queensland versus Victoria. And we are green. And Pavlich got after it and got a cracking start. And the Chief Steward calls yellow, yellow, yellow. Chief Steward laying down the law. Well, not really. It was quite polite, wasn't he? To be completely honest, Ash Bergmere, you saw that in our coverage. He's the one running the 525 crate engine. Outside of the third row, what a wonderful evolution for Super Sedans. He's 100 kilos lighter than anyone else in the field because he's running a smaller engine. And it'll be cool to see him make the show as we go green. Wow. Pavlich gets the run into turn 1 and 2. Wilson is second. Smithwick, the 3 wide further back. As Summers, Layson, and Falkhead come together. And we are yellow once again at the start of the B-Main. Smalley, this has taken some time.
Yeah, a couple of them at the back of the field just getting a bit excited on the opening lap. From my vantage point,
Chief Steward, just letting people know where we're at right now, as there's a lot of passion and feeling out there right now. And that gets me a little concerned that it might escalate. Trent Wilson, a ripping start. Look at Bergmere, rip the top in the little crate engine. The V16 goes from the third row to third in the space of 372 metres and rips back to the bottom, slides into second, and Bergmere is hammered down.
Yeah, look at him move to the top shelf of the racetrack. He is hammered down. He's hauling the mail to the Victoria 16, judging his way forward. Didn't have to do this last year at Moama. He started on the front row of the A-Main. Oh, Kim Hammerstein has a big moment in turn 2, spins out of 5th place, and he's brought the yellow lights on with 18 laps still to run. The South Australia 12. He was challenging for a transfer position. You would imagine we'll have to restart from the back of the bus.
Wow. Modified sedans and even street stocks that are going, you know what? This could be us. As we get set for the restart with Trent Wilson at control with 18 to run. Wilson nice and smooth through 1 and 2. Bergmere still second. Pavlich, Smithwick, that's a little better that time, Smalley. And hopefully we get a little bit of clean air and get some running here in the second B-Main.
Darren Anning's gone to the outside of Daryl Moon. He's moved to 6th place. The man we just spoke about a few moments ago, he's got Bob McCosker in front of him, with Trent Wilson doing a nice job out in front. In the Q44 from Townsville in North Queensland, Justin Smithwick is challenging the West Australian champion, Chris Pavlovich, for that final transfer position. There'll be 15 laps remaining this time around. They're 3 wide for 5th, as it's Moon on the bottom, Anning in the middle, and McCosker on the outside. The Queensland 39 of Bob McCosker goes back to 5th place as Daryl Moon works the bottom. on the other New South Wales driver out there in Darren Anning. As look at Justin Smithwick, works to the bottom shelf on Chris Pavlovich, and he takes that final transfer position away in the Q63 from Rockhampton in central Queensland. Pavlovich goes super deep into turn number 1. The Southern Haulage machine goes back around the outside with a nice outside pass. It's 13 to run as it's starting to tighten up for the lead. Ash Bergmere is reeling in the race leader, Trent Wilson, as Trent Sussel's headed to the infield. But here comes Ash Bergmere. He's going to challenge for the race lead very shortly.
He sure is. He's right there as Trent Sussel comes to the infield and is out in the V7. Hammerstein has a look on the inside of Folkhead. Bergmere just rolling through the middle. He doesn't have to do anything crazy right now. And he's locked himself in pretty comfortably at this particular junction. Pavlich is third. Smithwick is fourth and trying to box his way back in to tonight's national title. He comes out of Rockhampton in central Queensland.
Great battle for that final transfer position between Pavlich and Smithwick as our two leaders just come up on the first of the lap cars, that being Kim Leeson. The next on the hit list will be the Victoria 41 of Ben Forkhead, as I think Chris Pavlovich ever so slightly starting to get the better of the battle between himself and Smithwick, as Trent Wilson just gets balked ever so slightly by the lap car, and Ash Bergmere uses the bottom shelf of the racetrack and hits the race lead in the V16. Ash Bergmere now leads with 7.5 laps remaining of the Borderline Speedway here in Mount Gambier, South Australia. It's Bergmere from Trent Wilson, as Justin Smithwick hasn't given up on that final transfer position, and all of a sudden Bob McCosker is charging towards the front of the field. He's in 5th place. He's got Pavlovich and Smithwick right in front of him. Darren Anning is 6th, and Daryl Moon sits in 7th place with 6 laps to run. Can Justin Smithwick find a way past the West Australian champion Chris Pavlovich for that final transfer position?
Yeah, Bob McCosker's not out of this, you're right. He is closing in on these two. Bergmere and Wilson just need to roll around and lock it in. This is the battle right now. Oh, McCosker's in the concrete and ripped the rear wing off. And there goes the rear wing onto the racetrack. And I tell you what, we stay green here. Pavlich and Smithwick, 3rd and 4th for the final transfer spot. 3 laps remaining here for Bergmere. Pavlich is the WA champion, is 3rd, and he's got Smithwick right behind him. Here comes Smithwick on the bottom, Smalley. They size up and go side by side for the final spot in the national title.
Justin Smithwick, it's Queensland versus WA. Smithwick on the bottom, Pavlich on the outside. There's very shortly our race leader, Ash Bergmere, is going to greet the white flag with a little bit of traffic in front of him from Trent Wilson. Smithwick goes to the bottom shelf once again on Pavlich. The nearly bang wheels in the entrance to turn number 3. But down the back straight for the last time. Ash Bergmere will just negotiate turns 3 and 4 for the last time, and will qualify through to tonight's A main with a victory in B main number 2. Trent Wilson will go through as well, and Justin Smithwick has got the better of the battle between himself and Chris Pavlovich, and the Queensland 63 will start from P22 in tonight's A main. Chris Pavlovich gallant in 4th from Darren Anning, and after that was Daryl Moon and a slowing Bob McCosker with a bit of cosmetic damage to his machine late in that one. But Justin Smithwick waited till the last minute to get it done to get that final transfer position. But it's Bergmere, Wilson and Justin Smithwick, your 3 transferees into tonight's A main over 40 laps.